Well, hello, this is Yvonne Teoh Bource from Connect the Soul with your weekly soul wisdom for the week of the 20th of August 2018. And in Melbourne, it's a wild and woolly day today, as you might see outside my window. But we're nice and warm in here, and hopefully it won't interfere too much with the sound. So, what is the topic of this week? Well, many things came into my mind. It was like somebody was just throwing all these things at me, and look, I'll throw them at you because they were thrown at me, and we'll sort them out. So the first topic of conversation that came up was about taking things for granted, and I played with that for a while, and I think I've talked quite a lot about gratitude and being in the moment and appreciating what we have in the moment. On top of that came a thought about our emotions and whether our emotions are a hindrance, a guidance, or what, or are they something that seem to rule us at exactly the wrong times? So as usual, when I have this many topics floating around in my mind, I go and select some sort of guidance through my oracle cards. And so two came up, and they are from the lovely Esther Hicks Money and the Law of Attraction cards that I have. And one of them was about feeling good. And the other one was, my life is as good as I allow it to be. And they seem to fit together really, really well. So let's have a look at this first one. Nothing is more important than that I feel good. Well, that sounds like a very self-indulgent kind of a statement. But if we look at it from an energetic perspective, of course, it's absolutely true, because when you feel good, your energetic vibration is high, and therefore you radiate that to others, and others, can then bathe in that, and it makes them feel good, and, that all just goes on. So feeling good is, although it sounds very self-indulgent, it really is very essential for the impact that you have in the world around you, as well as the fact that it is absolutely necessary for whatever you intend to experience in the next phase of your life. So feeling good, when I thought about that, we talk about it often. However, one of the saddest things, I think, in the Western society is that to feel good, we are conditioned to believe that we have to reach for something outside of us for that to occur. For me to feel good, I need to have a friend. I need to go shopping. I need a new this or that. I'm desperate for another pair of shoes. Women are so good about that, aren't they? And I'm one of those. My cupboard is absolutely loaded with shoes. I'm one of these people that everything needs to match. So I have to have shoes that match. Just an idiosyncrasy, It doesn't harm anyone, so I don't really bother. It doesn't bother me. It just bothers my wardrobe because it gets, a bit messy with the shoes. But you know what I'm getting at. We are constantly being told through the materialistic world we live in, and the commercials that are thrown at us everywhere we go, either on billboards or through the media, or everywhere we go we're told we must buy this and we must have that and we must go there to be happy, to feel good, to feel better, which for me is as I said, very sad, because that's totally unnecessary. It's unnecessary for us to go outside of ourselves to feel good. Feeling good is something that's an inner thing. And we can switch that on in a second by just not doing anything other than changing our thoughts. And as we change our thoughts, we change our emotion. So therefore I come back to that, are our emotions working for us or against us, or just messing us up? Probably a bit of all of those things. So when I look at my emotions, I see them as a definite a message between the inner and the outer. It tells me whether things are in alignment or whether they're not in alignment. And my intentions every day is to live aligned with my life force, so that we are working together and both on the same path. And so not that my physical body has a separate agenda to the life force within it. And for that reason, my emotions don't really have much power over me. I am able to direct my thoughts to create an emotion that I choose, and I choose to feel good. So then what thoughts do I have for that? I don't necessarily have to go out and buy a new pair of shoes, or or ring a friend, or have a great experience. The interesting thing is that those things come to me after I have directed my emotions to feel good. And that's where we get so confused. We think that we have to go out and we have to gather stuff to make us feel good, but it's the other way around. Well, you can do both, of course, and most of us do. But when you go out to gather things to feel good, that takes a lot of effort and costs a lot of money. But if we do it the other way around, when we make our emotions work for us and we just choose to feel good and feel blessed and feel great out of choice, without having to have something else, but because we want to be everything that we could possibly be when we feel good. For me, that's a simple process. I wake up in the morning and it's like, okay, I'm awake. I have another whole gift of a day. How blessed am I? And how can I spend this day feeling great, being great, sharing love? Really, that's the first thing in my mind. It's like, okay, another fantastic day of life. I am alive. That is the gift. How I spend this day is completely up to me. So why would I spend it in any other way but feeling good? So that begins with looking around me. In the morning I look around me in my home, and of course I have these two beautiful Burmese cats that just can't love you enough. And I just feel so blessed for everything that surrounds me. All the comforts that I have. It's an absolute freezing day out there, and Melbourne tends to get a bit windy. And I'm in a beautiful, warm house. I have plenty of clothes to keep me warm. As you can tell, this is a pretty woolly looking outfit. And someone commented the other day on, my jumpers that I wear, and let me tell you that, one of my lifetimes in this lifetime was as a knitwear designer and pattern writer, and this is just another one of those, which, by the way, I think is now about 30 years old. And for those people who make wool, if there's anybody out there, why cannot wool be made these days like this, when 30 years later there is no pilling and it's still a beautiful garment, as where everything that you get these days doesn't last? That's just a little peeve of mine about the wool industry. Don't know how that came in there. Anyhow, So, getting from that, so I feel really blessed because I'm surrounded by warmth. I am, I have everything that I need and want. So there's absolutely no reason to feel anything but good. So the moment that I go into that phase of gratitude and feeling blessed and blissful, my vibrational frequency goes to a high level. So then from there, I know that I'm projecting into the conscious field of consciousness that creates all things an energetic vibration that is only going to bring towards me or bring me towards things of that same vibration. So yes, we can have control over our emotions. In fact, it's something that we really need to learn to do. Because if your emotions are not taking you to a good place, or if you are not able to do that, then you are a victim to your emotions. And let me tell you, if your emotions are doing that to you, it's because of the crazy stories you're running in your head that are not happening now. And look, when I say that, and some of you might say, yes, but I'm really not feeling well. Okay, and I send you love and healing. But not feeling well doesn't mean that we have to have low emotional stories going on. We can always find something to be grateful for. For me, it's like when I'm not feeling so well, I always look at that as a sign that I need to rest and nurture myself a bit more. And that makes me feel good. And as soon as I do that, I stop trying to do anything else and I sit down and I do exactly that. I nurture myself. I stop doing and I start just being with my body and giving it all the love and attention that it's asking for. So we have the power within us to do with our emotions what we choose to do. That's not an easy thing. If you have got into the habit of being a reactionary person that reacts to the emotions you feel, and the emotions you feel are as a result of the stories you're running, then it takes quite a lot of work to pull, to rein in those emotions and to say, no, it's not happening now. And even if it isn't happening now, you can still change the story, change your perception of what you're looking at to something that makes you feel better. And if you look at it from the perspective of just this simple equation, does this emotion make me feel good? And if you don't want to use that word, in other words, is it an uplifting emotion? Is it giving me an expanded feeling in my body? Is my body feeling better as a result of these emotions? Or is my body feeling constricted, heavy, tired because of this emotion and these thoughts? And then you make your choice. And the more determined you become about that you only choose to feel good, the less power these other underlying habitual emotions have over your life. So when you get up in the morning, that's when you set the stage for your day. That's when you make your decisions what kind of a day you choose to have. I keep repeating myself, I think, and I know that I have to, because it is essential for us to get that. And because we are being conditioned through repetition to recondition us, we have to continuously repeat the new ideas, the new thoughts, the new behaviors, the new emotions. Everyone in life has challenges. There are challenges in my family and in my life and amongst my friends. And but I look at those challenges and I embrace them with love. love and healing for those who have the challenges, because I've had enough of my own that I have managed to get through and grow from. And I know that every challenge that we have, we can collapse into them and become less and a victim to them, or we can say, why have I got this challenge, and how much stronger can I become as a result of meeting this challenge head on, and looking at it and going within myself and going, how can I weather this storm so that the sun can shine once more. Life is a gift. Don't ever forget that. And when we can be grateful for the very fact that we have breath. You know, that's another thing I wanted to talk about, is our breath and how much we take it for granted. And how we sit there, and I've been talking to you all this time, and yet my body is breathing. I'm not doing that consciously. Something in me is breathing me. But what does breath mean? Breath is the connection between the field of consciousness and my physical body. You know, it is the cord that is plugged into the power to make the light that shines upon me, the physical light that shines upon me during this little video clip. So that breath is really important. Without it, we're done. So to take that for granted is it's a little foolish. The more that we can come back to our breath and we can treasure it and we can observe it, the more peace we actually have. One of the quickest way to disassociate yourself from any negative stories, any less than feel good feelings, is to just sit very quietly and observe yourself breathing and have no opinion about it, have no thoughts attached to it, just like you're watching me now. Well, you probably have opinions about that, but you know, when you're watching a screen, just watch your breath going in and going out. At the moment in a spiritual book club, we're reading The Art of Living by Thich Nhat Hanh, and he's all about observe your breath and just look at yourself and go, I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. And you know, as soon as you connect consciously with your breath and just spend a few minutes, and you can do that as often during the day as you like, it just as a sense of peacefulness comes in your body. It's an amazing, wonderful gift we have by just observing our breath without any story, without any random thinking going on. A sense of peace and well-being comes upon us. But we get so caught up in the doing, that we forget these wonderful, wonderful things that we can use to feel good. Just do it for a moment and just sit and watch your breathing. Let's do it with me. And if you really want to feel good, I would like you to just close your eyes, and when you close your eyes, I want you to look up into the top of your eyelids, gently, you know, up there in your eyelids, just not straining, and then observe your breath. Just do it for a couple of minutes. Just observing your breath, just gently looking into the top of your eyelids and observing your breath. Don't have to change your breath. You just allow it to breathe your body as it has all along. As your eyes looking up at the top of your eyelids and just gently observing your breathing. As you breathe in and out, just gently, very gently, observing yourself breathing Just observing yourself breathing, keeping your eyes rolled up gently. Can you sense the wonderful peace that comes over your body, and how all of your burdens roll off your shoulders? Just breathing. Just breathing. What a gift. Take a deep breath and open your eyes and come back. Now you can do that anytime. Anytime. I love this exercise. You know, it gives you such calm. And you didn't have to go out shopping. You didn't have to have another pair of shoes. You didn't have to go and buy something new. You just could sit here and breathe, and you felt calm, peaceful. And then you can add some gratitude for that breath. How good do you feel now? And what are your emotions doing now? Nothing. Nothing to emote about. The word emotion means energy in motion. So when you stop, the energy is not in motion and everything's peaceful. Very lovely, particularly on a day like today here in Melbourne with the storm outside. You know, to feel peaceful inside. It's such a gift. It's so wonderful. So I'm quickly going to have a look what these cards actually had to offer us. So nothing is more important than that I feel good. Well, that is true. But the feeling good is not about going outside of yourself to find something to make you feel good. The feeling good is finding something inside of you that makes you feel good. It says whenever you are feeling less than good, if you will stop and say, nothing is more important than that I feel good. I want to find a reason now to feel good. You will find an improved thought, such as, I'm so grateful for. I have so much love to give. I have so much joy already experienced. There's so many ways to feel good. So many ways. Now, this particular one, my life is as good as I allow it to be. Wow, and that is really all associated with what I was talking about. If you allow yourself to feel good, everything's fine. So give yourself permission to feel good all the time. And you know, when I say that, there are times that you don't feel so good. But that's a time for you to be kind to yourself. And the very fact of being kind to you is already feeling better. It says many people focus upon unwanted things. You know, that's the problem. When we want things that we think that's going to make us feel good, we don't feel good because we don't have them. And that just is this continuous merry-go-round of not having and wanting and not having, and you know, and it's so sad because it doesn't work. So focusing upon unwanted things with no deliberate attention to the emotional guidance within them. And then they try to compensate for their lackful thinking with physical action by going out and buying stuff, or with substance abuse. And because of the misalignment of energy, they do not get results from their actions. So then they try harder by offering more action, but still things do not improve. It's not through the actions, it's often the non-actions that are going to take you there. So like the air you breathe, abundance in all things is available to you. Your life will simply be as good as you allow it to be. Wow. I would like to ask you this week, how good are you going to allow your life to be? How much are you going to love who you are, where you are, what you are, right now, this moment, and every moment? No matter what your condition or what your state of mind, you have the power to change your perceptions. You have the power inside of you to change your emotions. You have the power within to feel good about something. To feel good about the fact that you have life breathing you. Be grateful just for that. So, I bless you with love, with joy, with gratitude. Just go and have a great week and feel good about being you, wherever you are, whatever your circumstances. I love you. Love yourself more. Bye for now.